Angelic Ingenious Supplies.
What's up, Spikes? Welcome back to the world headquarters of the Spike Feeders. Today we're going to be playing some more Bloomburrow BREWS in the high power meta. That's right. But before we get to that, we got to thank our channel sponsor, Gamegenic, for all they do for us. Between these sleeves, these playmats, these deck boxes, and the things that keep our commanders safe in their slide cases, we just have to say thank you for making this possible. We'd also like to thank Burrito Splendido for feeding the Spikes today. I'm not yet full of guacamole, but I will be. Today, I'm playing Gev, Scaled Scorch. This is a Rakdos deck that's based around dealing damage to each of my opponents. Why do I want to do that? Well, it's very simple. For each opponent that has lost life this turn, my creatures enter with 1/1 counter on them. And if I have 1, 2, 3 opponents, I can have them enter with 1, 2 counters, I guess. Good job, Jerry.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be playing today.
Nice. I'm Jim. Today I'm playing Eluge. Eluge is a sea, but a shoreless one. This is it's a big blue deck. It puts flood counters on things, and the flood counters do 2 things. 2, count them, 1, 2. They make Eluge bigger, because Eluge is a star and is constantly checking how many flood counters that I've got on things. And then it also cost reduces my spells. So this deck is a pretty even split of islands and enormous blue spells.
Is it a toxic or non-toxic Eluge?
It's shoreless, Jan.
It can still be both. I'm Jan. Today I'm playing the infamous. So you already know. I don't have to tell you anything else about this deck. The infamous Cruelclaw. It is a Rakdos deck. End of sentence. Because it's infamous. You already know. But for the people who aren't up to date on it, it is a big spells deck because Cruelclaw's ability lets you, when you hit an opponent, you can flip cards off the top of your library till you hit a spell and then discard a card to cast it without paying its mana cost. And that seems pretty good with big mana spells. So, and then we're gonna get a little bit of Reanimator. So when I pitch these big creatures, I just get them back for also next to nothing. I don't want to pay for what I'm doing to all of you.
Well, alrighty then. Hi, Jerry here. What's that? That ain't no moon. That's a Ygra, eater of all. Anyway, what we're gonna do here is Ygra gets very large when food is put into a graveyard. And what does Ygra do? Make all your creatures food. So we're gonna put an Ygra on and then slowly but surely build up our Ygra, eater of all, so that Luke cannot put a torpedo down the proton line.
Anyway, folks, we're really excited for this game, so we're going to crack into our Squire Pluses. Any pre-game effects?
Nope.
Excellent. I'm going to start the game. Draw a card, play a swamp, play a Thrall Parasite. It's an extort on a 1/1 with some probably irrelevant text.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Cool. I will draw a card. I'll play an island, and that's going to be it for me.
All right. Well, I'll also draw a card. I'll play a swamp. Pass turn.
I'll draw a card. I'll play a command tower. Ooh. Tap command tower for a soul ring.
Uh-oh.
Tap a soul ring for a lightning greaves.
We're in trouble.
We're in major danger.
Go ahead.
Oh boy.
Might be quick.
Yeah, no kidding. We'll play Mount Doom. Tap 1, tap 2, take a pain, go to 39. To cast Gev, Scaled Scorch. It's got ward to pay 2 life. Other creatures I control enter with an additional 1/1 counter on them for each opponent who lost a life this turn. And it also says whenever I cast a lizard spell, he can deal 1 damage to target opponent. I don't know how many lizard spells I have, but I doubt it's that many past the turn.
Okay. I'll draw a card. I will play an island and cast a card that used to be $90 and is no longer Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll pass the turn.
All right. I'm going to untap.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a wild time in Magic's history.
Yeah.
Play this mountain. I'm going to tap 2. I'm going to cast Molten Collapse. Ooh. Choosing the mode, destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. And I'm going to pop Jerry's soul ring.
This is prudent.
Ooh.
I appreciate this.
Yeah.
You got it.
I'm a fan of that.
And then I'm going to pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
I'd have liked both modes because there's some scary stuff going on, but I think that...
Yeah, I think it's prudent.
I'll play this tapped land, Surveil, Graveyard, Altar of the Brood, and pass the turn.
Sounds good. We're going to untap, upkeep, draw. We'll play Sanguine Morass as our land for turn. We're going to move to combat. Jan, 1 at you. Jerry, 3 at you.
You got it.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Okay. I'm going to untap. I will draw a card. That's an interesting one.
How interesting is it?
Oh, it's pretty interesting there, Alex. No play an island. And I'm just going to pass.
All right. Well, I'm going to untap and play this card. I'll play my second swamp, and then I'm going to cast the infamous Cruelclaw. And I'll pass turn.
Untap.
He's unfamous.
Draw. Pass the turn.
Oh.
We
did
he
it.
was relying on the Sol Ring
did
hand.
it.
Oh, Jerry no lands LePage. We're tapping 3. Taking a pain for Cryptolith Fragment. Cryptolith Fragment comes into the battlefield tap, and it has add 1 mana of any color to my mana pool. Each player loses 1 life. It enters tapped. It does not. It enters tapped.
Okay, good.
I just had it the other way to read.
Okay.
My extort trigger will perish. That being said, I will pass the turn.
On your end step. I'm going to loot.
Oh no.
Draw a card. I'm going to discard an island.
Oh,
And then I'll untap.
but you were so excited to draw that last turn.
You didn't write down the number.
Oh.
Speaking of being excited for islands, I'm going to play an island and cast my commander Eluge, the Shoreless Sea. Eluge, when it enters, is going to put a flood counter on an island that I control. That island is now flooded.
Okay.
Eluge's power and toughness are equal to the number of islands that I control, which I now realize is different than what I said in the game intro, but it's okay, movie magic. And whenever it enters, put a flood counter, and then that's going to cost reduce instants and sorceries I cast by 1 colored, 1 island, 1 blue pip, or 1 generic pip for each flood counter I've got on lands I control. And then I'm going to pass.
So it's a 4/4?
It is a 4/4 right now, yeah.
Well, that changes things. I'm going to play this mountain. And I'll go to combat. Jerry.
Yep. Was it 3?
3.
3.
Trigger.
Yeah, Jan's got a trigger.
Okay, so
Off
I'm going
the top.
off the top till I hit a non-land.
Yep.
Necromancy.
Oh, okay.
So, off the ability to cast Necromancy, we'll explain how this works. I'm going to discard this Herald of Leshak.
Oh.
Then I cast Necromancy. It
Yeah.
enters the battlefield. It will target Herald of Leshak
With its ETB
With its
ability.
ETB, and it'll enter play. So Herald of Leshak is a 2/4 with flying and cumulative upkeep. Gain control of a land I don't control.
Whoa.
Goodbye to your flood countered.
Herald of Leshak gets +1/+1 for each land you control but don't own. And then when it dies or leaves play, each player gains control of each land he or she owns that I control. I guess I'll do this. I'm going to send a Virtue of Pestilence on an adventure to give -3/-3.
I'm going to pay 2 life.
I'll pay 2 life.
Jan the 37.
37. And then I will pass.
Untap, upkeep, drop. Oh, forest. 1 turn too late. I will then tap 3 for a Vraska the Silencer. I will put some boots on her. And then I will pass the turn.
Okie dokie. 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw a card. We'll play Shivan Gorge as land for turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody lose a life. Vergev, Scaled Scorch.
Oh, he's back, baby.
Guess who's back? Back
Back
again.
again.
I'll have an extort trigger. I'll go ahead and pay it.
Okay.
And then we'll pass the turn.
Okay. In your end step, I will Jace. I'll loot. I am going to pitch the Flood of Mars.
Oh.
I'll untap. Just because I don't want to know what it does. I got no desire to learn.
Oh, you just blank.
Yep. Just yep.
Too many words. Into the bin.
I like your funny words, magic man.
Okay. So I am now going to play an island as my land for turn.
Oh my gosh.
This is going to make me probably less popular than Jan with his Herald of Leshak over there. In fact, I know it's going to make me less popular than that. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
We'll find out post-combat.
Are you overloading?
I'd like to move to combat.
Sure.
I will attack Jan for 5. Trigger.
Ooh, flood counter.
I do indeed get a flood counter on this island that I control. Now I have 2 flooded lands.
Yeah, I'll take 5.
Go to 30.
Perfect.
Okay. Now I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, because this is going to get cost reduced. And I would like to cast Blatant Thievery. For each opponent, gain control of target permanent that player controls. I would like to target Herald of Leshrac, Lightning Greaves, and let's say Cryptolith Fragment.
You're a generous god.
Wow.
I kind of want the ramp.
The boots actually won't
The
come
boots are
off.
still, yeah.
Yeah,
I am going to then equip the boots too. Okay.
Gosh darn that freak.
That's how I knew that it was going to make me less popular than Jan. That's going to be it for me. I will pass.
All right. I'll untap. And I will draw. All right. Well, I'm going to start my turn by going to combat. I think I will attack. Sorry, Jerry.
That's okay. 29.
I really just want to see what's on top of my deck. Okay. Let's trigger Cruelclaw. Land. Land. Land.
Well, there's nothing but lands in the deck.
Land. Oh, this is actually very good for me. Land. Oh, very good
What?
for me. Ancient Copper Dragon.
Oh.
I will pitch this Flaming Tyrannosaurus to cast this Ancient Copper Dragon.
So Ancient Copper Dragon resolves.
Ancient Copper Dragon.
Yep.
I'll play a Cabal Coffers as my land for turn. Yeah, and then I'll pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, land. We're just runner now. I'm going to tap 3 mana for a Chitter Spitter.
Ooh. That's pretty good.
So yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may sacrifice a token. If you do, put an Acorn counter on Chitter Spitter. Squirrels I control get +1/+1 for each Acorn counter on Chitter Spitter.
It's actually French. It's Chite Spite.
Chitter Spitter! And tap it and pay a green to create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. I will then pass the turn.
Sounds good. Draw a card. Gonna take 1 pain, tapping 3 to cast Hand-Weird Garrison. We've got an Extort trigger, which we're gonna go ahead and pay, so I'll lose 1, gain 3. So after Extort resolves, Hand-Weird Garrison will resolve since each of my opponents has lost life this turn, according to Gev. 3 counters on Hand-Weird Garrison.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's pretty all right.
Extort is on the cast. That's really good.
Speaking of really good, pass the turn to Jim.
Okay. I'm going to untap, and I have an upkeep trigger. A cumulative upkeep trigger. I am going to... Jan, I'm going to gain control of your swamp.
Do you have a preference?
This one, please.
All right.
What's the collector number?
It's 281, Matteo Bassini.
Write that down.
Then I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to play an island as my land for turn. Okay, then I'm going to move to combat, and I would like to attack
I have a 6/5.
Alex.
I have a 5/6.
Trigger.
Oh no.
I'm going to put a flood counter on this swamp, making it an island. So this is currently a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.
Yeah, that's a big one. I'll take 7.
Okay. Post-combat main, this is going to get reduced by 3 because I have 3 lands with flood counters on them. So I'm going to start with 3. That's 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to cast Expropriate. So starting with me, each player votes for time or money. For each time vote, I take an extra turn. For each money vote, I choose a permanent owned by the voter and gain control of it and exile Expropriate.
So you start.
I'm going to vote for time.
Money?
Money.
Money.
Okay. I will gain control of Jan's Ancient Copper Dragon. Okay, I will take Vraska, and I will take...
A Hand-Weird Garrison that makes you extra stuff.
Yeah, Hand-Weird Garrison. Okay. Next up, I am going to tap 1 to cast Retraced Image. I'm going to reveal a card from my hand and put it into play if it has the same name as a permanent in play. I would like to put an island.
I was about to say, what? Aren't we playing EDH?
Oh, sorry, hang on a sec. Yeah, that's good.
Gosh. I remember when I was helping build the deck, I was like, how can we ramp in green? And then
I think this is very funny.
Retraced Image.
I like this spell a lot.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to loot. I will...
Oh, this is exiled.
Yes, it is exiled. I'm going to discard Lorien Revealed, and that is going to flip Jace Vryn's Prodigy.
This is 7?
It's 5. Isn't it?
It's 5?
Yeah.
What am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking search for Azcan.
Jace was good.
Yeah.
So that's going to enter with 5 counters on it. And then I would like to go to my extra turn.
Yeah.
Untap.
Herald trigger.
Yes, Herald of Leshrac trigger. I will gain control of 2 lands. Jerry's Swamp and Alex's Mount Doom.
Now it's his turn to take the ring.
Do they untap?
It doesn't untap because it's in your upkeep.
Right. It is in my upkeep. They are tapped.
And he does get +1/+1 for each land you control. but
Yes,
don't
that's
own.
currently 3.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to draw a card for my turn. I'm going to -3 Jace, Telepath Unbound, to give Blatant Thievery in my graveyard flashback.
Oh.
Its flashback cost is equal to its mana cost, which is currently 7. I am going to move to combat, and I'm going to swing Eluge, Herald of Leshrac, and the Ancient Copper Dragon all at Jan.
Okay, what's the total?
It is trigger
Yes.
on the attack. I will put a flood counter on this swamp. So this is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. 6 is 15, and 5 is 21.
Oof.
I will go to 8.
I have a trigger. When my Ancient Copper Dragon connects, I'm going to roll a d20 and make treasures equal to the result. 6 treasures.
You know what? That's a good low roll. Good
Yeah.
low roll for us.
I'll take that any day.
I'll make 6 treasures.
Yep.
Then I'm going to cost reduced by 3, tap 4 to cast Blatant Thievery.
Cost reduced by 4.
It is cost reduced by 4 now. Yeah. So we'll go Blatant Thievery. I'm going to steal Cruelclaw, Gev, and Command Tower.
What? In response,
He's trying to make Leshrac better.
Yeah.
Oh, make a squirrel, yeah.
make a squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That makes Leshrac up 1.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Then I'm going to tap 5 and cast Bribery, targeting Jan.
Oh no.
There we go.
For it.
Okay, out of Jan's deck, I'm taking Twilight Prophet and putting it into play. I will ascend.
You have the city's blessing.
I do have the City's
Sure,
Blessing.
I think we need to count.
And then and then I'm just going to pass the turn.
Nice.
Nothing to do with your 6 mana, huh?
I'm gonna untap and draw. Replace that swamp Jim took.
Sorry, I guess Blatant Thievery is exiled.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible if we let you get away with it 3 times in a game.
Let's see.
It's so blatant.
I'm gonna activate my Cabal Coffers to make 2 black. I'm gonna tap for a red, and I'm gonna cast Cursed Mirror, and it's gonna enter as a copy of Cruelclaw.
Oh,
I would like to move to combat.
it's got haste.
and I'm gonna attack Jerry for 3.
Yeah! That's
Trigger Cursed Mirror Cruelclaw.
weirdly good.
Reanimate
Oh, what are we reanimating?
Oh, he's got the big Tyrannosaurus!
of the big Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, I'll discard this Artisan of Kozilek to reanimate my big Tyrannosaurus.
All right, you lose 7.
I go to 1. And then, and then I will pass the turn.
Amazing.
Untap, upkeep, draw land. Tap 2, play another set of boots to replace the ones that Jim took. Slightly worse.
Those are non-basic land walk, right?
Non-basic land walk.
Amazing.
Go.
Sounds good. I'll untap, upkeep, draw. I guess I will tap 1, 2, 3, losing no life to cast Retreat to Ygra. Landfall for either creature gets 1/0 and death touch, or each opponent loses 1 life and I gain 1 life. And then I'd like to pass the turn.
Oh.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah, I know.
couldn't take him out.
Couldn't take him out.
Keep.
Yes, cumulative upkeep. I
Steal
will
3
gain
lands.
control of 3 lands. Let's take both of Jan's swamps and Alex's swamp. No, sorry, the morass. In my upkeep, I will then reveal the top card of my library, and you will all take X, where X is the card's mana value. That card is Nexus of Fate.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Oh,
Everybody takes 7. Jan gets all his stuff back.
Oh, this is an interesting thing. Since I died and the Herald of Leshrac left play, everyone gets their lands back.
Oh.
hey, look, you got one of those flood counters. His stuff's slightly less discounted.
Eluge much smaller now.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to move to combat then.
Oh. I got a squirrel.
I'm going to go Henweir, Garrison, Eluge, Gev, and Vraska all at Alex.
Question.
Yes.
Are you going to tap Cryptolith Fragment to make the 1/1s that Hanweir Garrison makes?
Oh,
bigger?
don't mind if I do. Everybody take 1. Okay, and on attack, Henweir Garrison will make 2 humans with 3 +1/+1 counters, because even though Jan is dead, he did take damage this turn, so Gev will see that 3 of my opponents took damage. So, I think all the damage is coming in at Alex.
Okay.
Eluge triggers to put a flood counter on a land I control.
How many lands do you control with flood counters now?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you kept putting them on my swamps.
Yeah, to turn them into islands. Okay, so Eluge is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is a 7/7.
Okay.
We've got a 3/3, a 5/6, and 2 4/4s.
I'm really bad at math.
It's 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 8 is 23.
26.
26. That's exactly.
I got a blocker.
You got a blocker. You got a blocker.
I'll prevent 7 of it by throwing it in front of Eluge.
Okay.
So I'll go
Alex
to 7.
goes to 7.
Yeah, Alex goes to 7. Jerry, you're still at 17.
I am still at 17. You did not attack me.
We made it, Jerry.
I will tap 4 and cast Nexus of Fate.
We've made it, Alex.
Okay, then I'm going to pass the turn to myself. I will untap.
Oh, that's it, eh?
Very humble of you, Jim.
Very humble of me. I will then draw a card. Okay, in my pre-combat main phase, I'm going to activate Cryptolith Fragment.
Ouch.
I am going to move to combat, letting the mana drain from my pool.
Whoa.
I will swing Eluge at Alex and the rest at Jerry.
All right, let's get some mathematics.
So I'm going to bring in 2 more humans. So Alex, this is, I get a flood counter. It's not going to matter.
3, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eluge is a 7/7 coming at you.
Okay.
And then Jerry,
3, 6, 11, and 6 is 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
and Jerry, I've got 21 coming at you.
Okay, so actually Eluge will deal enough commander damage to kill me, so I will die to the commander state-based ability rather than 0 or less life.
Yep.
You can block 5 of it.
I can block 5 of it and die.
Yes.
I will elect to keep the squirrel alive, and hopefully the squirrel can fight another day.
That's very chivalrous of you.
Thank you. I will die.
Very good.
Wow. So Jim, how do you like? I'd like to cast everything for free and also your stuff.
And also all of everything of yours.
I like how you're just sitting on 6 treasures for no reason and like 4 Jace activations you didn't take.
Yeah, I know. I had a Mystic Sanctuary. I was waiting for like the problem is Expropriate exiles itself and Nexus of Fate shuffles.
That's the problem.
Oh yeah.
I can't hold all these lines.
Yeah. Why don't we weep for you? Jerry, you kind of got
I apologize.
bombed with the.
I think it was the right play.
Objectively, it was the correct thing to
Objectively,
do.
the right play, but
Yeah.
my entire hand was based on the fact that did not die.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I mean, sometimes you just get punished for a greedy keep, right?
That's the Jerry way.
Yeah.
I think it's probably fine though. Like the 2-land Sol Ring with Lightning Greaves, right? If he draws 1 land in the first 2 turns, he's got his commander with haste on turn 2.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just
it's pretty
very.
good.
No,
That's a
I'm
good
saying the
thing.
line was very,
Yeah.
like, it was correct at the time.
I gotta be honest. Having Chitter Spitter out in that deck would have had Ygra just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
in my defense, it was also the only spell I was able to cast in my hand because everything else was like
you know,
Arsenic
defenders,
Kozilek,
I think it was
Tyrannosaurus.
objectively
I'm defending
the
myself to the fans. Like, Jerry's fans are going to get on my case for hurting their poor boy.
Yeah. Team Jerry's powerful.
Yeah.
Let's riot.
Please don't riot in our comments.
Yeah.
The Cruelclaw got some sweet flips too.
I was
this
like,
deck's fun, right?
it was really fun. I thought that Leshak was so slick. I was like, yeah, game's gonna be quick. I got this. And then Jim's like, no, I would like to have this. And the game went quick.
But you still got to flip into an Ancient Copper Dragon,
Ancient
which
Copper
is powerful.
Dragon. The interaction on some of these with the like reanimator effects is actually pretty fun.
Yeah, being able to discard the
Discard
target
thing you want to reanimate.
Yeah, Necromancy probably better than Animate Dead in that deck.
Yeah.
Because it gets you, like, you don't have to pitch, or like you mentioned when we were cut that you had a Buried Alive or
I didn't tomb,
which you would normally have to do before Cruelclaw if you want to reanimate something, but you're not sure if you're going to reanimate something, right?
So
Yeah.
it's it was kind of I think it's dope. I look forward to playing this again.
I had fun with Gev. I think Extort is one of the better things to have out, but I also had Cryptolith Fragment. I had a couple of different ways to make it work.
Cryptolith Fragment's nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, because that's literally just do it any time. The one thing I did notice is my hand consistently felt like I had one too few lands, even before Howard Leshrac started up.
Yeah.
I think if I was going to play this deck again, I'd wait to guarantee that I had 3 in hand, because I also started the game like Jerry with 2 lands in hand.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those situations where it's like, I'm new to the deck, so I thought it was lower to the ground than it is, and oh well.
Yeah, I think that's what it relies on too, is that if you get disrupted early with removal or whatever, then you're going to have a rough time. But if you have a relatively unimpeded, like first 4 turns of the game, it's just you're powering out.
And that's just it. If I'd kept my hand weird garrison, I would have been doing this over and over and over.
Yeah.
And that would have been messy real quick. I got to be honest, I think it's on site for Eluge. I think it's got to be on site.
It has to be, right?
Yeah. That's like
this card is powerful. Like more powerful than I thought it was when I first read it.
Yeah.
Because when we were coming up with like which high power commanders we wanted to do, we picked the 4 that we did in the last game. And then we were like, okay, we got to come up with one more to swap out Maha because Maha won.
Yeah.
And
it's Feathers Night.
and Alex was like, how about Eluge? And I read it and I'm like, this card is cracked in half.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, I remember initially Bill mentioned to us that he didn't want to build it because his instinct was to just make it counter spells.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which objectively, if you built that deck, that's essentially an instant lock.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
It's like it's
Counter spells and draw cards.
Counter spells and draw cards. So instead, I leaned us pretty heavily into stupid big mana spells like Blatant Thievery and Time Walk and Nexus of Fate.
which worked as efficiently.
Yeah,
like
which
I feel like any option you go with is going to be you could do wheels like draw cards and Narsets.
Oh,
I think it's wild. Like if you curve out and you play Eluge on turn 4, and then you've got you're attacking on turn 5, you've got 2 flood counters. It allows you to cast a 7-drop ahead of Grip, which is obviously what happened. And then the next turn you get a 9-drop. The next turn you get an 11-drop. Like it just keeps going.
It's a kind of ramp in blue that you don't tend to see.
Because it's also like when you start with it, like it hits on turn 4 as a 4/4. If you hit your land drop on turn 5, you're now attacking with a 5/5. Like what?
Yeah, and it also represents a threat in addition to all the other stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
Kind of wild.
Yeah, well, if you'd like to represent a threat, all you have to do is go down to your local game store and get some Gamegenic products, because people will know that you're a professional Magic player when you show up with the best stuff you can get. And if your LGS doesn't have those products, just ask for them. They can probably get them in. Now, I just want to say thank you all for watching, because I already know you're all comment, liked, and subscribed after last week. You wouldn't continue to lie to me by not being subscribing, would you? We also want to thank Burrito Splendido for feeding the spikes today. Thank you so much to all of our patrons. They're scrolling down beneath us. They're scrolling to the sides of us. Those are the folks that keep the lights on around here. If you want to join their illustrious ranks and help support this show that brings you all this entertainment to your eyeballs, you can do so efficiently, effectively, and cheaply for as little as $1 down in the doobly-doo there that says patreon.com/thespikefeeders. Stick around, watch another video, and in the meantime, have a great day.